Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Ancient Magus Bride Season 2 Episode 7, and I have to run a fan in September, because it's 28 degrees inside. Global warming, hooray! But yeah, on topic of Mahoutsukai no Yome, previous episode was... it was kind of whatever. Honestly, the whole episode was just spent talking about relationships. Who is Elias to Chise? Who is what's his face? Renfred to Alice? What does it mean to be a bride? What does it mean to be an apprentice? Etc. 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 All of that culminated with Chise and Elias having a talk that can basically be summarized as: are we betrothed or are we master and apprentice? I don't know, doesn't really matter. We're kind of both, we're kind of neither. We are what we are, which doesn't really change that much in the status quo of the show. One thing that this episode kinda did was it fleshed out Alice a little bit, and she straight out told Renfred that, hey, I want to be your bodyguard and whatnot. Renfred, rightfully so, told her that, hey, you need to be stronger first. To be someone's bodyguard, you kinda need to be stronger than that someone, because otherwise you're kinda a liability, if nothing else. That's just how it works, and Alice took offense to that instead of... I don't know, it's kind of weird, because normally when a character hears that, hey, you need to grow stronger to do the thing you want to do, in anime and in other pieces of media, usually the response is that, hell yeah, I will grow stronger and I will fucking show you. I will grow so strong that you won't be able to, you know, to stop me, to handle me and whatnot. But Alice's response seems to have been just, but I want it now! I know, I guess she is kinda irrational. Maybe that is a character trait that she's supposed to have. I'm not sure. I never really was under the impression that she's supposed to be this irrational, but apparently she is. So that can bring some change to the show, some change to the status quo, in that perhaps after thinking things out, Alice will decide that she does actually need to grow stronger, and she will go through some sort of a character arc. Maybe. But besides that, the previous episode was largely forgettable, to be perfectly honest with you. It was just an episode of just talking about the same thing, of would a relationship of a given kind by a different name be any different? If it sounds like a duck and looks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. If you behave like friends, you're probably friends, despite you not calling it that. And that's the episode. It wasn't my favorite, I'm gonna be honest with you. Perhaps today's episode will actually be the return to the academy, and things will actually happen with Philomela. For example, this seems to really be the biggest plot line that we have established. So hopefully we are back to the academy and things happen, because I can't take another talking episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, we won't know what's gonna happen in today's episode if we don't watch it, so how about we do? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel monetarily if you want on Patreon, linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching episode 7 of Mahoutsukai no Yome, season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Philomela, young Philomela, young Philomela and young Rian. Is that it? Were they childhood friends? We know that there's some beef here. But it seems like they used to be childhood friends. That's a great addition. Grown-ups and familiars. Okay, friends to enemies. How did that happen? Climbing classes. Well, that's gonna stroke their memories. Opening, opening. And I love this opening. I wonder what OP2 is going to be. I mean, technically OP2, but technically not, because it's a split core. Technically, both cores are Season 2, but there is a season of break between them. Why do they call it Season 2 Part 1, Season 2 Part 2 instead of Season 2 and Season 3? I don't know. I know, man. Anime studios are doing the weirdest shit. Like, fucking... whatchamacallit? Attack on Titan. Final Season Part 2 Part 3. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So it's not that bad quite yet. It's not, you know, Attack on Titan bad. Slow and sure, 1. Hello, Joe. Neither is Chise. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Is Philomela going without a rope or anything else? I guess maybe the teacher can just magically slow down their fall, or they themselves can. Damn, girl, you look dead inside. You really do. I just want to see her happy. I just want to see her happy, man. Okay, I want to see Chise climb with her super strength. Elias in the shadows? Translucent Elias, okay, that's a new look. Voyeurism much? Yeah, that's usually the case. There's the good with the bad. Why did my camera flicker? Dresden. Did something happen to it, or... Linden appears again. Very common in Mahoutsukai no Yome. Oh. Of course something happened to Dresden, the fucking Second World War. What's going on with my camera? Memories are kinda neither. They're just a thing, really. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it is, actually. Good memories make us happy, bad memories make us unhappy. Simple as that, really. Okay, so we don't get to see Chise climb. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Long lived and all that. Okay, we do get to see Chise climb. Not animated, alas, but still. Hello, Veronica. That's surprising coming from her. Okay, so there is some ulterior motive, I guess. Veronica wants Philomela to befriend Chise to extract some secrets from her, something along those lines, maybe? I don't know. So Philomela lives with the twins. Hello, dorm mother. Okay, she doesn't live with the twins, but cares for them for some reason. Does she live with Veronica? Whomst? Someone's familiar? An assassination order? That would be my assumption. Philomela is from like a clan of whatchamacallit, spies and assassins and whatnot. Okay, so Philomela was called home for some reason. And it's not a good thing because she will need consolation. What the fuck is going on with Philomela? Are we going to witness it? I think we are going to witness it firsthand. Yep. Well, that's hella fucking ominous. Are those your maids? Dead butterflies. CG staircase. Fellow assassins. Shadow demon, okay. Learning sorcery and socializing. But soul? No, the scent. Okay, so emotions. A smell of the soul. I guess you can't really conceal that. Who are you, tall lady? A familiar? A human? A sorceress? An elf? Ah. Black sclera. Okay, so Veronica requested that. Hi. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Okay. A smack in the face. That's your fucking gift. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. Target practice? Sure, I guess they also can do target practice at the academy. Okay, does she think I'm not good enough with magic to protect Renfred, so I'm gonna get good enough with a gun? Something along those lines? Hello, Water Sensei. What's going on with my camera? Maybe because it's like the second episode of an anime I'm recording today and it's getting overheated because it's also super fucking hot. Maybe. Right, so don't get it too far. Don't take it too far. Okay, so he's one of the weird word for people who go too far with their experiments and turn inhuman. I mean, your body is all sorts of convenient, at least, so... Yeah, your head can be an appendage, for example. It's a good teacher, cares about his students and whatnot. Time for a glass of scotch. Okay, no, Renfred is drinking. He just needs a drink, not a vent. True. Also true. Okay, so he really treats her as his daughter, wants to protect her for as long as possible, but she's of age now, so he doesn't have as much control over her life as he would like to. Right. He wants to protect her from making bad decisions, but he cannot do that, really. Maybe. Sure, but being desperate to do something and actually being able to do something are two different things. Okay, apparently one glass was enough. One and a half. I mean, you are probably one of the oldest person at this academy, so... Oh, okay, going back to the Land of the Dragons, I assume. Well, that's no good. That's very no good. Fuck's going on? Yeah? Are there bushcraft classes? That's a good approach to have. Okay, that's nice. Scotland is beautiful. I would love to visit it one day. Yeah, you have friends now. Exactly. What was that about withering plants, though? If we could, you know, follow up from that? Of course, Elias will be in your shadows. Scotland? Or Iceland and visiting... No, okay, Scotland, bushcraft. With Water Sensei. And you can't use sorcery. But what about magic, though? Magic ain't sorcery. Of course. Okay, Philomela is back. What was about the withering flowers? Wither? No. Whomst. Ending, that's who. Big purple eye. Familiar, I assume? A magical creature of some sort, perhaps? Ah. I like this episode. I really do. So much mystery. So many things to think about, to theorize. More of this, please. Less of the previous episode, more of this. I was afraid that we might be going the scheme of an episode in the academy, then episode outside of the academy, episode in academy, episode out of academy, right? And after this interesting episode at the academy, there would be time for an out of academy episode of Chise talking with Elias and nothing really happening. But no, it seems like it's going to be a two-parter, so I'm happy, and I'm actually looking forward to the next episode. Spoilers. Spoilers, so let me stop you right there, and let's watch this episode again, shall we? Yes, we shall. Philomela and Rian are childhood friends. Apparently. But something made Rian lose his emotions, essentially, and something turned Philomela into a scared, shitless shadow of a person. I wonder what. I really like this. No climbing where the grown-ups and familiars can't see you. This is a magical world where familiars exist, so of course familiars will factor in. And they don't forget for a moment that this is a world of magic and sorcery. This is great. They really do not forget for a single moment. And you can climb faster than I can. They were such good friends, but something happened. as Rian said, it's because of Philomela's family, apparently, that his family was drove to extinction, basically. How could that have happened, I wonder? And why? That's also a question. I guess the why would be covered by it was an order. A clan of assassins, a clan of spies gets an order to spy on a certain family or assassinate a certain target, so they just do. They don't question, they just do. And this time around, the target was the Scrimger clan, the Scrimger family, and what can you do? An order is an order. Slow and sure 1. So yeah, it is a two-parter. Getting used to the college. Philomela really isn't used to getting any sort of positive feedback. I think that's why she is just a shadow of a person. Because she only ever gets beaten by her grandmother and whatnot, and she never actually gets praised for what she does. I don't think Veronica praises her for anything. Or if she does it, it's ironic, sarcastic. Maybe. I know. You're watching her all the time. She makes faces that she doesn't show me. Does that upset you? Yes. Only I want to see those faces. Possessive much? But of course he's learning. He's learning how to be human. He's learning how to give in and give up wherever necessary. I often remember my hometown of Dresden. That was destroyed when the war came, and once you lose everything, you remember all kinds of things. I guess, maybe. And here we get philosophical about memories. Are memories good? Are memories bad? Can you really classify them as such? What makes a good memory? What makes a bad memory? Whatever, boring. Let's continue. I'm sorry, but... I really, recently at least, overly, like, philosophical things really stopped appealing to me, you know? Like, the previous episode was mostly just a chore for me to get through. Just 20-something minutes of talking about what defines a relationship and nothing else. This episode is, of course, much better about it because we actually get some action, we actually get some mystery, we actually get some things to talk about. And holy fuck, what is going on with my camera? Give me a second. I'm gonna turn it off and on again. Okay, maybe it's gonna stop blinking now. I don't know, we'll see. I think the, like, warmth of the image kind of went... whatever, doesn't matter. He doesn't seem malicious. I was just chasing him down to give him some document. No wonder his appearance hasn't changed much since I first met him, because he's an ageless mage of sorts. Interesting that the staff of the academy would not know such things about each other. That's... I think he's like the principal of this academy, and he doesn't know that one of the staffers he hires is an ageless mage. Interesting. I really was expecting Chise to just whoop, go to the very top without much issue because of her superhuman strength. But no, apparently not. Apparently she also falls and gets some much needed tutoring from Rian and Lucy. Veronica seems caring at first, but then there is some malice in her. her surface is really like friendly and trying to help her friend and whatnot, but there is malice in her words. I wonder of what kind. Speaking of kindness, though, Philomela is kind. She helps the twins, tucks them in and whatnot. And then she is apparently required by her family to do things she doesn't want to do. I want to know the details. I need to know the details. I need to know how can she possibly free herself from it. I'm really sorry that I couldn't do the morning routine. I am going back to my house because something cold. It's really hard to read this cursive, but it seems mostly correct. Because I was cold. Yeah, I was cold. I'll be back by tomorrow. Yeah, it checks out. I have to be ready to console her tomorrow. So, is this kind of like a... very, like, dependent relationship that Veronica has with Philomela? In that Philomela cannot get away from Veronica, and Veronica benefits from that by essentially being able to help a sick stray puppy. Kind of like, I guess kind of like Renner and Climb. That would be probably the best comparison I have here. Except Philomela is aware of her situation and Climb really wasn't. That's an ominous mansion with ominous guards, with ominous walls decorated with dead butterflies and empty-eyed people, fellow assassins, question mark, fellow spies, other children of the family. She's the child of a woman who stole the succession. I don't know. I have no clue. Alcyon. Is Alcyon some sort of a mythological monster? Of course it is. Of course it is. Alcyon and Sakes. Alcyon, dubiously Halcyon. Okay. Wife and husband who incurred the wrath of the god Zeus for their romantic hubris. Alcyon was the Thessalian princess from Thessalia, the daughter of King Aeolus of Aeolia. According to Pseudo-Apollodorus's account, this couple often sacrilegiously called each other Zeus and Hera. Okay, so essentially invoking the god's name in vain and whatnot. So while Sakes was at the sea, Zeus killed Sakes with a thunderbolt. Morpheus, disguised as Sakes, appeared to Alcyon to tell her of her husband's fate. In her grief, she threw herself into the sea. Out of compassion, the gods changed them both into halcyon birds, common kingfishers, named after her. Apollodorus says that Sakes was turned into a gannet and not a kingfisher. Ovid and Hygnius both also recount the metamorphosis of the pair. It is mentioned that while still unaware of Sakes' death in the shipwreck, Alcyon continued to pray at the altar of Hera for his safe return. Okay, so... So Greek mythology... Or, wait... Yeah, Greek. Greek, because Zeus... or Roman. I can never remember if... No, Roman had the planets named after gods, so it would be like Jupiter and Ares and whatnot, and Greeks had Zeus. Okay, Greek god. So a Greek myth. That's where the term halcyon days comes from. The 7 days in winter when storms never occur. And that's it. And that's it. So it is... She is from some sort of a myth, but she isn't like a mythological creature. A new student caught on to me while I was concealed. So I guess it is reasonable to assume that she is some sort of a familiar thing and not a human servant, for example. We're capable of erasing almost all of our odors and magic scent, and yet I was noticed because of the scent of your soul. Visiting the grandmother. Grandmother has black sclera. Black sclera never like has anything good about it. If a character has a black sclera, they're evil motherfuckers. We had no intention of sending you to the college. You are only permitted to attend by her charity. What was Veronica's goal in that? I have to wonder. Because she had to have a goal in requesting that Philomela be sent to the college with her. Unless she genuinely is nice and wanted Philomela to get out. And she simply has a way of coming off as malicious despite not being, which would be an amazing fucking plot twist. But probably not. Do not embarrass me. You have no need for such education, but since you are already there, might as well make use of it. That's nice, actually. She's reasonable, you know? It's good to see villains, because I assume Grandmother Dearest is a villain of some description, to have villains who are reasonable, who aren't just mustache-twirling villains, but, you know, she's not like, you have to go there because of the order, you shouldn't be going there, you cannot go there, but you must. No. You are already there, might as well make the most out of it. I like it. I really like it. We have no need for a follower who only knows how to say yes. Here I was about to give you a gift today. What kind of a gift? Don't raise your head, greedy child, as if having a look at you was some sort of a prize. It's not as though you've been any better, so of course Philomela is some sort of an outcast, even at her own family. Why I called you home today? I wonder about that. Sit there and something. I don't know. You will be given a new familiar? I've no clue. Grandmother isn't, or at least doesn't seem to be listed on the list of characters. So I assume she's not listed. Okay, whatever. Alice trains not with magic but with bullets. That's cool. If your magic isn't strong enough, a magnum will do. And it's nice to have supportive teachers. But yeah, don't push yourself, because you're gonna end up like me. I was conscious when my skin came apart and melted and fused. It's only now that partial transfiguration, transformation, burns, but I used to get laughed at before because he was a shapeless blob. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to lose yourself in the pursuit of your goal. Having a goal and being motivated to strive for it, that's good. Losing yourself in it, that's no bueno. Administering slimy headpats. But at least she got the increase in budget for it. Interesting that Renfred and Adolf know each other, and apparently Adolf is Renfred's mentor. And Renfred comes often to vent. I want her to stay a child until the time comes, but the time has come, and I can't get in terms with it, right? I want her to stay a child. I want to stay responsible for her. I want to... Is this a storm coming? What the fuck is going on? I want to be her parent. I want to be her guardian, but she's turning 18. And I'm not going to have this sort of control over her. And I'm afraid that she will stray in the wrong path. But I cannot control where she goes. That's his problem. That's his issue. It's up to her to decide her own future. But what if she chooses wrong? Right? And the answer is... you stay for her. You be there for her. You allow her to make her own decisions. You allow her to decide her own future. But you don't cut her off. You stay as her safe haven. And you protect her if need be. If she falls, you catch her. If she needs consolation, you console her. The fact that she can now choose her own path doesn't mean that you have to cut her off. That's something about parenting. That's genuinely how parenting works. That's genuinely how parenting should work, should I say, because we of course know that it not always does. There are different kinds of parents out there, better and worse. But ideally, if you're a parent and your child wants to do some stupid shit and they are legally allowed to do that, and it's not, you know, something super bad, like it's not like they want to start doing hard drugs or whatever that can potentially destroy their whole lives, you allow them to do that, and if they fail, you help them. If they want to move all the way across the country and start an artisan cafe, let them. But if they fail, take them into your home. Allow them to live with you until they bounce back. Right? That's how you do it. You don't cut them off, but you also allow them to go free wherever they go. But you are also there for them. And that's what Renfred essentially needs to do, but it's really hard for him to come into terms with that fact. He wants to protect her. Everything is coming out of the place of genuine concern and genuine care. It's not like he's controlling and whatnot. No. He just wants to prevent Alice from making bad decisions and ending up badly. And when we finally get older, we think we're finally grown-ups. Maybe what a kid wants to do and what a grown-up wants to do aren't all that different. They aren't. They genuinely aren't. I can't remember where that quote comes from. I genuinely don't remember. I think it might be some anime, but I can't remember which one. But the quote is that... nobody actually becomes an adult. There simply comes a time where we can no longer stay a child. Right? It's not like there's a magic cut-off age when your world suddenly turns around and you are an adult. No, there is no cut-off point. There arguably isn't even a transition between being a child and being an adult. Everybody is still the same person, still has more or less the same desires. Still want to do the same things, mostly. I'm no different than I was when I was 16, honestly. I work the job, right? I'm legally allowed to drink. I'm legally allowed to drive. But ultimately, am I any different? No. I like mostly the same music. I like mostly the same things. My hobbies are mostly the same. My friends are, again, mostly the same. The way we meet with each other every now and then and have fun together watching stupid movies and eating pizza is no different than it was when we were all 16 or 15 or 13. Except someone might bring the topic of some stupid shit going on at their job. But besides that, we're no different. So he really makes a good point. What a kid wants to do and what a grown-up wants aren't all that different. It's got to know that she's just going to resist. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the deal with this? We just head home. So I assume Adolf's home is in the Dragonlands. And perhaps Lindel is his master? Possible. We are legit just casually going to show some plants withering, some book turning itself, and some flowers withering, and do not go anywhere with it? Is that what we're doing? Casually showing plants withering and dying and just leave it at that? Please show me more. Please show me where it's going. I'm intrigued. It's a cliffhanger in the middle of the episode, essentially. I assume it has something to do with the gift that Philomela got. Actually, I guess it would be worth noting down. Magia record, Undead Girl Murder Farce, Zone 100, Nanats and Mahoutsukai, Helk, Ryza, there it is, Ancient Magus Bride. Philomela causes plants to die. How? But she does. Bushcraft, apparently learning how to survive without using sorcery or magic. Our biggest lemon seed. This is a nice approach. As vessels of the knowledge of sorcery, our biggest priority is to survive. Yeah, whatever it takes. If you are somehow stranded in the wilderness without your sorcery, without your magic, for whatever reason, you still need to know how to survive. That's good. And cooking is a part of it. And we're going to Scotland. Of course, Brian would be the one to catch a snake to eat, and of course Beatrice would be the one willing to try it. Because of course. We set off, that is, Chise and Lucy set off to find some firewood, and there is the purple eye stalking them. I can only assume this is the thing that Philomela got as a gift, her new familiar, something of the sort. Purple eye is Philomela's, comma, her task has to do with Chise. That would be my assumption. She either has been tasked with spying on Chise, hence the eye, or she's been tasked with eliminating her. That's also a possibility. And, I think I have it noted down somewhere. Yeah, Philomela enemies to friends. Philomela somehow break. Chise frees Philomela. I already have it noted down because I really think this is the prelude to that. Chise will somehow get involved with Philomela's family. Perhaps they will threaten her somehow. Of course, Elias will not have that. And I think at worst we can expect the utter demise of Sergeant family, and Philomela being freed due to that. I wonder. But Philomela will become Chise's friend eventually, and she will be happy eventually. We know that from the opening. We know that from the ending, mostly. Right? Philomela is smiling, going with Chise and with Lucy, and I already got a spoiler that a Kelpie will somehow be involved. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter all that much. That's gonna be a short episode. I guess that's fine every now and then. Alright. So, that was episode 7 of Ancient Magus Bride, and I much prefer it to the previous one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kinda came into this season hoping for more, hoping for Chise at school and shenanigans connected with that, and I mostly get exactly what I was hoping for, but there are those episodes of just philosophical talking, and I'm honestly not a huge fan of those. Like, I know that the source material even was never, you know, an action-packed, sane series or whatever. It always had those philosophical themes here and there. It always had, you know, slow moments to stay for a while and wonder and think about it and whatnot. Of course. But I really like the new direction of school-based, mostly adventure, kind of school drama series. I really, really like that, and I really was hoping for more of it. And for the most part, I got it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I hope we don't get any more episodes like episode 6. Because we had already episodes that took place outside of the academy, but they were mostly significant. Very significant even, right? Chise meeting Rahab, for example. That was an episode outside of the academy. That was a slow episode, but it did a lot of stuff, and it was significant, and I liked it. Meanwhile, episode 6 was just... Alice is now angry with Renfred. And that's all we got out of that episode. Outside of that, it was wholly and entirely insignificant. So I hope, again, for more of this and less of that. This episode had really a plethora of things that strike your imagination, strike your, like, theory crafting soul, or at least mine. what the fuck is the deal with Philomela and her family? We know that she is from some sort of a spy, espionage kind of a ninja, almost European ninja clan. We know that she has beef with Rian's family somehow, but they used to be childhood friends. What happened back then? Who the fuck is Philomela's familiar? Is it her familiar, or is it something else? What's the deal of the grandmother? Why did she summon Philomela? What was the gift? That's another piece of mystery. Why did Veronica request Philomela specifically to be with her at the academy? What's her angle? What's her goal? There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and I love it. I really, really, really do. So again, more of this, please. But besides that, I think I don't have anything much more to say on the topic. This show stays fairly slow-paced as usual, but we know that another core is coming, so they can allow themselves to have a little bit of a slower burn, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything more to say on the topic, but maybe you guys do. And if so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers, go to the Discord here or in the description. You can join it. It's free, open to everybody. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not just Ancient Magus Bride, but also Magia Record, Helk, Zom 100, Atelier, Raiza, Nanatsu no Makengashi, Haisuru, and Undead Girl Murder, Farce, and others coming at you in the future. I recorded my reaction to the new Madoka Magica movie trailer, for example, so you might want to check that out. I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell icon to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs nothing, helps a lot. But if you do decide to support me on Patreon, for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits that you will see right now. So that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my list of wonderful Patreons: QB Without the Net, The Corporal Survivor, Zetren, Zayrainer, Commancer, Marsh, Fastel, Dr. Watt, UK Ally, and Hans Peter, and you can join them without the need to survive in the bushes.